Eating Soup Alone is a podcast hosted by me, Christopher Crumley, and co-hosted by Nicholas Johnson. We try our best to ramble incoherently about a handful of movies at least once a week. Are you excited for our Hellraiser-thon?
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 I was like, okay, how can you mix it with fundraiser? And then I went Hellraiser. That's not a joke. That's just the name. Yes, I'm very excited. Is that what we're doing next?
No, we have one more episode, I believe.
Damn.
Remember, we committed to doing a sauna James Bond, which is probably the worst idea I've ever had. But
okay, we can not do it though, because I had an idea for a better movie next week.
Okay, what is it?
That ties into one of the movies we saw this week.
Is it another superhero film?
It is not. You'll have to wait till the end to see.
I don't like the teasing. What film would you like to talk about first, Nick?
Let's talk about the Hulk, because I think you and I probably watched that most recently.
You watched it today?
I watched it yesterday.
Okay, I watched it today.
I watched some of it at work as well. So, Hulk, 2003, directed by Ang Lee. Screenplay by no one I care
Steven
about.
Screenplay Man.
Doesn't have like a Mark Frost in it like the Fantastic Four did.
Fun fact that I didn't know. You can check me on this. I think there's a film called like Night Beast or something like that. But J.J. Abrams composed. He was a composer. Did you know he's a composer? He composed it was like in like 1989 or something that movie came out.
No, that's very strange.
He composed for the shit. Look up J.J. Abrams, because Night Beast might not be the name. Look at J.J. Abrams' shit, and you'll see it in there. Also,
J.J. Abrams worked on the film Night Beast at the age of 16 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, scored that movie when he was 16. Crazy.
Wow. So, two things. One, I got Invisalign.
Yeah, how's that going
So
for you?
listeners may be able to hear that. And you, Nick, when you listen back to edit out any slurs we might let slip or anything like that, you might also be able to notice it. I don't know, how's it look? Can you see?
I can see it, but I wouldn't.
You see the nubs?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell if you hadn't said
They call
anything.
them buttons.
Cute.
Yeah. So that was something that happened to me over the last couple of weeks. But the film Hulk.
Hold on, I also have a fun fact for you.
Go ahead.
Apropos of nothing.
You
remember Chester, Timmy's friend in Fairly Odd Parents?
Is that J.J. Abrams?
No. It's Frankie Muniz.
What?
Right?
Wow. They're doing a reunion show, I guess.
Yeah, can't get Dewey back, though. He doesn't want to act anymore.
Is that the little kid?
Yeah, so they got another guy who is also an actor who just happens to look like him.
4 episodes I heard. Speaking of people who look like people, Eric Bana.
Who does he look like?
He doesn't look exactly like any of these people, but I could imagine a film where he has like 5 brothers, and one of them is Luke Wilson, and one of them is Adam Scott, and one of them is Steve Carell.
Yeah.
And one of them is like David Desmalkian or something.
Yeah, I see all of those.
You know?
What does he do?
What do you mean, what does he do? Like,
Eric Bana.
in life? His real life?
Name a second Eric Bana movie.
I don't know, but I did read like a quote on his Wikipedia where they asked him if he was going to like come back like Spider-Man No Way Home style. And it was like a long rambly thing where he was basically just like, I agreed to one film and I never considered the idea of there ever being another. So, no.
Good on you, Eric Bana.
Yeah.
He apparently is also in Black Hawk Down.
Never seen that?
But
is that a propaganda film?
It's got to be. I did see.
Did you know he's Australian?
Yes, and it says he's a comedian because he had his own like variety talk show in Australia It was called like the Eric Bana Hour, and then just became Eric.
He has a longer name. That's a short version of his name.
Yes.
Can you pronounce it? Bandinovic? Is that how you say it? Benedinovic? Let me see if I can.
Yeah, it's strange. Wikipedia will give you the pronunciation of Bana, but not the longer one.
Banadinovic?
Benedinovich.
Vitch? Oh, yeah, Vitch. He was also in Troy. He played Hector. What are you doing?
Oh, I read my notebook.
Not good. He played the villain Nero in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. So there we go. Brought it full circle with the J.J. Abrams thing. He was in The Lone Survivor. Was that a propaganda film?
I have no idea.
Navy
I always want to say he's in
SEALs.
The Grey, but isn't that Liam Neeson?
Liam Neeson is definitely in The Grey.
He's in a movie where something about his daughter and wolves. Is that Lone Survivor? No.
He was appointed a member of the Order of Australia for outstanding achievement in service in the 2019 birthday honors for his services to drama. Interesting. Anyways, the film itself.
Do you have any history with this movie at all?
Yeah, it was kind of like a weird trip down memory lane. I forgot that there was a Hulk cartoon in the middle of the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
And I definitely grew up watching Lou Ferrigno, specifically not the show, but the first movie that was related to the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him coming to work with a pocket full of like cellophane wrapped carrot cake.
Okay.
So that's a fun little fact for you. But I also remember having like a history of the Hulk book and Hulk toys. I like the Hulk is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
As I was watching this, I was like, man, I really had kind of just forgotten the chapter of my life where Hulk was my man. But as far as this film, yeah, I watched it a lot growing up for sure. Now on rewatch, it is an odd film.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a very odd film.
But I don't know if that's a bad thing.
Sure. I don't know if it's... I'm not saying it's bad. I don't know if it's my favorite thing.
Exactly.
But I also don't think it's bad. It's just odd. It's an odd bird. It feels a lot like that, like X-Men, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, like 2000s.
It's an Avia Rob produced film, yeah.
Superhero film.
It's got that Danny Elfman story.
I saw Kevin Feige or whatever his name in there, who's still running the show.
Yeah.
Was he involved in all of these?
I think so,
From
yeah.
the get?
I think it's him and Avia Rod, produced a lot of them.
Interesting.
And then he became, like, the lead guy in 2008.
First thing I clocked was Danny Elfman's score.
Yep.
I like it a lot.
Makes it very Spider-Man.
Yeah. It's fun. It's good. Don't know that I love the panel stuff all the time, but there are a couple of times that it worked well, in my opinion.
Yes.
There's a really early shot that's not paneled, but it is exaggerated, where it's supposed to be, I believe, that his mom and dad are across the kitchen, but they have it, like, it's almost like Brian De Palma-ish,
like a
how
split
close they
diopter,
are
but it's-
together.
Yeah.
And then there are other times, like, where, what is his name? I think Glenn Talbot, where Glenn, Betty, and Bruce are in the same room, and it's like a tri-panel with two on the side. That looked nice. There are other times where, like, it would zoom out of a shot into, like, a wall of shots and then zoom into another one where I was like, okay, that was a little odd, but...
The ones that bugged me that I didn't like are the, like, zoom into somebody's eye, zoom out of somebody else's eye, like just a transition like that. Always I was like, those feel bad and a little cheap, but all like the panel stuff, even like the one you were talking about, where it comes out into another one, I didn't love that, but every time one happened, I go, nice.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. Like, I just, whether it works or not is, I think an opinion of taste, but
sure.
Either way, every time I saw it, I'm like, it's so cool to see somebody just trying to make a movie look different.
What do you think about Guillermo del Toro doing Frankenstein?
I'm into it.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see it. But also, I feel like, isn't it like a Netflix joint?
I don't know.
Also, isn't Saltburn gonna be Frankenstein? This monster? Not Saltburn, but the Saltburn Saltburn.
Cum Slurper.
Not him.
No.
The Cummer.
The Cummer. I'd rather had the Cum Slurper. Because to me, I don't know if you've ever seen Christopher Lee's Frankenstein monster.
Yeah.
But I could see him looking like that. But and then Sir Isaac Hayes.
Asimov.
Isaac Brock. What's his name?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac is going to be the real monster.
I think... Oh,
the monster of a man.
I think I remember reading... Like, the cast originally, Andrew Garfield was going to be the monster. Or something like that.
Yeah, what
that.
What if they did one of these movies where he was fucking handsome?
They did. It was the Robert De Niro one.
Oh. We should watch that.
Do you think Robert De Niro's do you think, like, people who are into men think Robert De Niro's handsome? Or is he just... He's either handsome or he's just like, I don't know, there's just something about him.
There's somebody for everybody.
It's true.
But the reason why I bring it up is because I did read a little bit of the Wikipedia on the Hulk, and it was clear beforehand. I mean, whatever. But Stan Lee was talking about the origins of the Hulk thing, and one of it was that it was clear to him that the most popular Fantastic Four character was the Thing. So he was like, that was kind of floating around in his head. Another thing was like Frankenstein and how he always had a soft spot for the Frankenstein monster, and he feels like most people did. And then there was a little bit of the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing. So previously, when we've talked about superhero films, you and I have discussed, especially with Marvel and DC, but the overlap between like horror and sci-fi and like the horrific, accident or whatever crazy supernatural thing that, makes these people quote unquote monsters or freaks or whatever, but they use their powers for good, right? But yeah, this is one where it was incredibly apparent, the parallels between Frankenstein and this film, especially once you factor in this version of the Hulk character, where part of the reason why he is the way he is because his dad was like fucking with him, like he like inherited some shit from him genetically, but then also his dad was shooting shit in him.
Yeah,
and so now in a sense he literally is like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
And the dad is like the Frankenstein character, the real monster. But anyways, I'll bring this up more later, or I could just mention it now some. But like just for example, something that comes to mind is like there's that scene where Glenn is torturing Bruce Banner with the shocking stick.
Yes.
Just reminded me of like Fritz torturing the Frankenstein monster with a torch in the original Frankenstein. And then guess what? Frankenstein kills that dude. He also killed Glenn, or did not get to kill Glenn?
I think it's left up to interpretation, or they just never get back to it.
Well, he broke his neck. Anyways, continue.
That actor who plays Glenn.
Yeah.
When he popped up.
Yeah.
I was like, I know this guy.
Yeah.
I know him from something, very specifically. He's in something that I've seen a lot, because he's very familiar.
Yeah.
And I went through his IMDb, and I went through it, and I went through it, and I went through it, and I saw him from nothing.
Yeah.
It took me like what felt like an hour, but realistically was probably 6 minutes on IMDb. He's just one of Patrick Bateman's friends in American Psycho.
Oh.
That's where
nice.
I know him from. And I'm
nice.
like, oh, right, yeah. Okay, sure.
We've done that for the podcast?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I read the book. I was like, I'd like to brag about me reading a book, so let's watch this movie.
It's a pretty swagged out move. Another Universal tie-in, his name is Glenn Talbot. Talbot is the Wolfman's last name, Larry Talbot.
Ooh.
So here's a little tie-in for you.
But yeah, I of course was thinking that during the movie too about the the universal monster of it all.
He's kind of King Kong-ish, like when he's holding Betty and puts her in the car.
Yeah, and
during the dog fight.
And it's funny at the beginning of this that you brought up that you forgot the Hulk was your guy, because especially watching this, I was like, the Hulk is so Chris coded. Like this is so something that Chris would love. And then seeing this movie, I think it comes.
It's a phone call I'm ignoring.
Close to being this or being good, but I just the entire time watching, I'm like, God, a Hulk movie could be really, really, really good. Like it could be really cool.
Yeah.
If you just,
I think the problem with this one was, honestly, there are probably people who listen to this and they'll probably think that I'm a dummy for saying this, but I wish there was someone comparable to the Hulk earlier. Personally. Because That's one of the biggest problems, in my opinion, of these early Marvel films is they feel more like a Frankenstein film or something than a superhero movie.
Yes.
Like, there isn't established early enough that there's, like, someone... Like, what does the Hulk do until his dad... You get what I'm saying? And I get that's the point of that's the whole point of the movie. This is like the first time the Hulk was the Hulk. But I mean, I'm probably beating a dead horse, but like I want to see the Hulk as the Hulk as soon as possible. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, when he gets to the gamma machine and puts his body in front of it, when that alarm starts going off,
that's start the movie there.
Out loud, I went, "Oh, right, the Hulk is in this movie."
Yeah,
I think that's like 45 minutes into the movie too.
So that's my primary complaint. Like, I definitely appreciate a lot of that first 45 minutes because, I mean, that's a lot of what I remember from me, honestly.
Yes.
Is like the dad stuff and like they do a great job with the emotional stuff. But again, ultimately, I feel like that's, in my opinion, like, that's one of the reasons why I think I look at Blade so fondly, because what do you open Blade on? You open Blade on him killing vampires with a fucking samurai sword.
Yeah, it's...
Genius. Great job.
Yeah, the first...
Here's $1 million. You know what I mean?
You're right. The first scene of Blade is the most Blade thing you will or have ever seen.
For sure.
It's awesome.
So, but yeah, so, you know, that's, yeah.
I would also argue, I think, in my ideal Hulk movie that I'm thinking of, I think establishing who Bruce Banner is...
Yeah.
And what his life is like, and the people in his life, I think, would be very important
for sure.
Especially leading into the burden that is becoming the Hulk or having the Hulk inside of you. And this movie does spend a lot of time doing that. But Bruce Banner is the least human being I've ever seen in a movie.
For sure. You know, he reminds me of. I did never watch the show, but this man is Kyle XY.
Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if he did not have a belly button.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. For as much of that as we get, then we flash forward to a man who is like, I'm like, Betty was with this guy?
I know that he dated Betty and wears a silly little helmet. That's all I know about him.
Yeah, yeah. No personality. Nothing. Nothing, Mr. Banner.
My favorite thing about him, though, Bruce Banner, I guess, in this movie, is like when she mentions his biological parents, and he goes, "What? I don't care." And she goes, "Why don't you care?" He goes, "They're dead. Who gives a shit?"
Yeah, I did like the line where he's wearing the helmet or whatever, and the friend's like, "You look nerdy, even the other scientists," and he's like, "It protects my very important brain."
That's great. Also, I love that they drink beer in the lab constantly.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a bunch of there's probably one or two, but I'm like, they're just constantly cracking brews in the lab.
Yeah.
Also, the thing I remember most about this movie from seeing it as a kid is that fucking frog exploding.
Really?
That scared me so bad as a kid.
Yeah.
But like scared / grossed me out. Where as a kid, every time I would like rewatch this on DVD or something like that, I'd be like, "Oh, I hate this part. It's coming up. I have to watch it."
I have a hefty ask for you.
Yeah.
Not for like any kind of time reasons, but just for concision's sake, because there's more I'd like to talk about. But the plot of this film, run me through that in like a 2-minute, like, give it to me.
Oh, okay, absolutely.
Because I feel like it's not bad. It's good, enjoyable. There are things I like about it. But there's a lot.
There's a lot.
The moving kind of parts.
Okay, here. I'll do my best.
Yeah.
Because I think you and I are on this exact same page with this movie and our understanding of it.
Yeah.
So.
David Banner, the dad, has a genetic disorder.
Sure. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that he passed that on to Bruce.
What I thought was he was doing science stuff
to himself.
I wrote down in his notes. He writes, "Regeneration is immortality!" ! It's not.
No.
He's trying to do some stuff, and then Sam Elliott is like, "You can't be tested on humans. Right. We told you this. Them's the rules." And so he starts testing it on himself in secret. Sometime later, busting his wife.
Yeah.
She has Bruce.
Yeah.
He has passed down the
correct
the science to Bruce.
Yes.
Sam Elliott goes, "Hey, we found human blood in your lab. Yeah. You're fired."
And he's also still shooting stuff into Bruce. There's a scene of him prepping.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So not only did he pass on science, but he's also still testing something on Bruce.
And
or maybe extracting from Bruce to give to himself to try to fix. Right? Because he says that, like, whatever's wrong about him, it's right about Bruce.
Okay.
That's what he says at the end, kind of a thing. He's like, we got the
Yeah.
same problem or whatever, but yours is like stable and I'm unstable, he says to him. Like when they're in the chairs, kind of.
Yes.
Whatever.
And I
like
thought the problem was the stuff he was making.
It probably is.
Okay,
We're getting at the same thing.
Gotcha.
But continue.
And then he kills his mom.
Yeah,
Accident. He blows the place up.
Yeah.
And then goes to kill Bruce?
Correct. According to Wikipedia, he says that he's intending to kill Bruce, but the mom basically
stops him.
Yeah, she
Sacrifices
falls on the
herself.
knife. He tells the story later, and he makes it sound like she fell onto the knife.
Yeah.
I kind of remember, but continue.
And then, flash forward, he's an adopted kid, and now he works at a lab.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be dating Jennifer Connelly, but now they're just best friends.
Yeah.
All of that was very confusing to me. Why aren't they just dating in this movie?
Yeah, well,
I feel like nothing really comes of that.
I know, that's such a funny, like, relic. Like, there's so many films from, like, the 90s to the 2000s that have that thing where, like, they're the main characters that, like, quote-unquote, should be together. The woman's like, hey, you're a self-centered asshole. And he's like, haha, yeah, maybe when I'm settled down, I'll figure that out. But until then, you know, I'm the best scientist in the world. And then by the end of the movie, he's like, you know, you're right. I should pay more attention to you. And then they end up together.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a very manufactured, like,
Yeah.
just thing to, like, add some tension. Like, I guess the best way to put it is that it like, quote unquote, it's a way of spelling out his character growth. So at the end, he can get the girl by changing the thing that he needs to change.
But what does he need to change?
Well, they don't
ever
do a good
mention
job
it?
of it, but he's supposedly, one, not interested in finding out about his past, which he'd like him to be. That's the whole thing with the parents, where he's like, I just like you to, like, I feel like there's more to Bruce Banner, but apparently not, is like what she says to him when, like, they have that little exchange. And then the other thing is, I think that's the main thing. He's not in touch enough with himself and how he's feeling.
She was like, you can't be this
Nothing.
boring.
Yeah.
There has to be something else going on.
There has
with
to be more inside of you. I feel it. And he's like, nope, absolutely not.
you. He goes, nope, and he knocks on his helmet.
He's like, don't even care my parents are dead.
I liked it in the Fantastic Four, though. I don't know why. Starting Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman off as having been broken up already.
Yeah,
but for some reason, the Fantastic Four, I was like, oh, I like starting there with them. But
yeah.
I got bamboozled. You're making me think I got bamboozled. Yeah. The old trick worked on me.
Yeah. I remember the whole thing with the Incredible Hulk TV show. Never watched it. But the gist was that he was like a rambling man that never really set down roots because he would hurt those around him.
And that's what I think the Hulk is a lot of times. Yeah. And I like that.
I like that.
I'd like
to see that.
A run of Hulk comics that I started reading but never finished, but I really liked, called The Immortal Hulk.
Yeah.
And it's basically, Bruce is basically that. He's just like, he exists with the clothes on his back and any money that he can scrape together. And at the beginning, he talks about, like, you know, when you live that way, when your life is at this level, the best thing in the world that can happen to you is just a good burger at a diner. And he's like, it's really nice kind of to have your life reset to that point where you're like, this is the happiest I can possibly be. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then, you know, the Hulk shows up and he's like, I'm mean and I can talk now. And it's very strange.
Hey, the best part of my day was getting that ice cap. I'm kidding. The best part of my day is hanging out with you.
Okay, so back to my plot. He's a scientist now. He blows up a frog because he's trying to do gamma stuff and it doesn't work.
What are they trying to do?
Heal. The frog got a cut on it, and so they blast it with gamma, and it starts to heal, but it heals too much, and he explodes.
Yeah.
And then later, they're setting some stuff up. The machine explodes. No, before the machine explodes, Jennifer Connelly goes outside and sees a janitor, and he goes, yo, the janitor died. And then she goes, okay, bye. And you don't see his face. And then the machine blows up, and to save the other guy that's in the room,
Rick Jones.
Yeah, he stands in front of the gamma rays
and blocks
to block
a man's amount of gamma.
Exactly.
One man's amount.
I don't know, Chris. I'll be honest with you. I don't know a lot about rays and gamma rays and how they work, but I'm pretty sure you can't put your body in front of it to stop them.
Unless you were born with a science passed down from your father.
Exactly. Then he wakes up later. And Jennifer Connelly's like, you should be dead as hell. And he's just like, my knees feel great. Yeah. And then
doctor wants to take what I'm taking.
And then Nick Nolte comes in and goes,
I'm your daddy.
I'm your daddy. Here are my puppies.
Yeah.
Somehow I got 4 dogs into this hospital.
Correct.
And leaves. I don't remember what he tells him there.
He basically tells him, he's like, you thought your parents were dead? I'm your daddy. Bye? Yeah, I can't remember him saying much more. But
And then Sam Elliott knows something's happening.
Correct.
And isn't concerned about the Hulk as much as he is about Nick Nolte.
Because Eric busts up a lab.
That's okay.
And then he gets put under house arrest by Sam
Oh,
Elliott.
yes. Yeah, you're right. He turns into Hulk and then busts through the place.
And he thinks it's a dream. He doesn't think it's real.
Right. And I like that they think he did it because they found his wallet there. And it's like,
Yeah, he's like, did you forget something at the lab last night, boy?
and he's like, it's like, he works there. Yeah, it's conceivable that he just forgot his wallet there.
Yeah.
Also, there's
They're like, we found all your research there. Employee badges, hoodies, all kinds of shit. What, have you been
401k.
living there? Yeah.
And
Hell, we even found lunch in the fridge with your name on it, you know.
And meanwhile, American Psycho Man is just like, we're gonna be making soldiers.
Oh yeah,
with your stuff.
Isn't that what kicks it off? Is he shows up and he is like, they get in like a little bit of a fight.
He's like,
and then he kicks him through a wall.
He's like, yeah.
And then he runs off to the lab and busts up the lab. Isn't that what happens?
No, that's later.
Oh,
he
when
busts
he's
up
at
the
house
lab,
arrest.
and then when he's in under house arrest, that guy shows up beat him up.
And because he gets the call from his dad that's like, hey, I just sicked my hounds on your girl. And then Glenn shows up and is like, hey, I want to fuck with your date. And he's like, not now, I'm going to go stop the dogs.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Crazy
film.
Yes, busts up the lab. Sam Elliott puts him under house arrest. I do like Sam Elliott and Jennifer Connelly in this movie, whereas I feel like and by every I just mean the next one, Hulk movie I've seen with General Ross and Betty Ross, their dynamic is her just being, leave him alone, and her dad being like, I love you, but this is a monster, I got it. I like in this that Sam Elliott is very much so like, at every chance he possibly can, he's telling his daughter, and you believe him, he's like, I will do my absolute best to make sure nothing happens to him, but he's a big monster, man, so it might be hard. Then, he's on house arrest. She goes to see Nick Nolte. He steals her purse, something from her purse that got her scent on it, and so he sends Hulk dogs after her, and then the blonde man comes and beats him up because he thinks he's like selling his stuff to Sam Elliott instead, and then he turns into the Hulk. I like when he busts out of the house and they start shooting at him. You can see him getting bigger because he's getting angrier. I thought that was fun. Also, I like how the Hulk looks in this. I know it's a little cheesy compared to other ones, but I like that he's just like too green. I like it a lot. He goes and he fights the Hulk dogs and then becomes normal again. And then
when he starts busting up tanks, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
He does a lot of fun tank stuff. Tanks were meant to be grabbed by a Hulk.
Oh,
Anyways, continue.
Where does that happen after? What happens after dogs?
Before we leave dogs, I feel like I have to say Michael Vick.
What about him?
Well, I mean, he made dogs fight. I guess that doesn't count. I guess he didn't necessarily hit dogs.
Oh, I think if you have a fighting dog, you're hitting that dog at some point.
Well, what I'm saying, all I'm saying is that I get it. They're Hulk dogs, but let's say
you're calling Hulk Michael Vick. Okay.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, listen to this. Okay, follow my logic for a minute.
Okay.
Human beating a dog, not cool.
No, I agree.
If you were being attacked by a Hulk dog, people would be like, okay, that's okay.
I think if you're being attacked by a normal dog, I think that's okay.
Okay, sure.
Sorry, not if I'm jumping. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, like, human to dog, fine. Not fine, I mean. And then Hulk to Hulk dog is the equivalent of that. So really what we're doing is we're watching a man beat on a dog. I get that he's getting attacked viciously by the dog. But it was also one of those things where I was like, yeah, it's funny. It's kind of funny in a dark way. Just watching a big muscular man beat up on a big muscular dog.
Yeah, it is pretty silly. I like that's really the only thing he fights in this movie is he punches a couple tanks, but then he fights Hulk dogs. Yeah, that's very funny. And also
good scene.
It'd be very upsetting if he was beating up just normal dogs that were attacking him. Yeah, but it is very silly. Yeah, I like it. I like that it's very dark, so you don't have to do a lot of work with the CGI.
Yeah. Remember it being much more intense and scary when I was a child. But that makes sense.
There's a lot of parts of this movie that are scary that I remember which is what I remember most from seeing this as a kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was like traumatized by like him listening to his parents fight.
Yes. I remember him fighting with the two dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Love that kid actor, by the way. Him fighting with the dinosaurs, and he's going, ah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I believe that this is just a kid playing.
Yeah, very believable.
And her dream that she has where Eric Bana shows up and strangles her to death as a child.
Yeah.
I remember that very clearly for some reason. What happens after dogs, though?
I think his dad breaks into a lab and starts fusing with metal. But there could be something before that happens. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Where his dad starts fusing with metal. That
His-
scene was crazy. I was like, holy shit.
His dad does metal, and then
Remember that?
vaguely, and then
Let me see. Remember he touches it and his hand is like stuck and he's like trying to pull his hand off of the metal. Let me see. He rushes to the cabin. David subjects himself to the nanomeds and gamma sphere, becoming able to meld with and absorb the properties of anything he touches.
Nanomeds.
Yeah, it's a separate thing that's in both Bruce and David.
Nanomeds and the gamma sphere.
Yeah.
That's
Betty
so sick.
asks Ross to help Bruce, who doubts he can be, but is persuaded to try until Talbot seizes control of the operation. So yeah, so right now we're at the point where Dad is starting to fuse with metal and stuff, and then I believe Bruce is at, what is the name of that company that Talbot owns? Because it's like when they're fighting in the foam, it's on the wall behind him. It's like
yeah.
Atosphere or something. Atosphere or something, or
Let me see if I can find it.
Atomsphere.
Oop, shit. Bum.
How long have we been talking about the fucking Hulk?
Honestly, way too long. Apparently, it says in here, I don't know how true this is, but it's the first thing I saw. Eric Bana was also in heavy contention for Ghost Rider, but lost out to Nicolas Cage.
Interesting.
Sam Elliott also in Ghost Rider. He
That's
plays
true.
old Ghost Rider.
Yeah. I love digging through these old superhero films. We've done a lot of them, surprisingly.
I think most of them, yeah.
We've done X-Men before?
Yeah,
I think.
we did too.
X2?
No,
Or just X1?
we just did X1, I think.
Yeah, we did X1. We did Blade. Did Blade 2. We've done Spider-Man?
Yes, we did all the Spider-Mans.
Yeah, we did all the Spider-Mans.
I don't know what this fucking place is called. I can't
We did
tell you.
Hulk. We did Fantastic Four. Ooh, little cat fight.
We did a couple Blades.
Yeah. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Sorry, yeah.
He's in the Wolverine setup. The water with the cables and they're trying to drill into him and steal some of his bits
Correct, yes.
so that Glenn Talbot can copy his bits and sell it to the military. So continue from there. You're on 2-minute recap. You might not mind you.
He busts out, and then he's just like vibing through the desert while they're all trying to find him.
He busts out, but they lead him out.
That's right. I remember Sam Elliott.
And also, you're going to go past the foam?
Fight him outside.
You don't like the foam?
I thought we covered the foam, but they get him.
I like the foam.
They get him with the foam. I like the foam.
Anyways, continue. Yeah. So, but I love that he busts out. I wish this was played up more, but I liked him busting out of an abandoned. He busts out of an abandoned drive-in theater, like marquee kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is cool to me because again, he's a kind of a 50s B monster,
Absolutely.
B movie monster.
His name is the Incredible Hulk. Yeah,
it's
I
awesome.
love that.
So, he's just hauling ass to the fucking desert, dude. Yeah, he's vibing.
And I love it because maybe I'm reading too much into this, but when he's just jumping and they like cut to his face, there's like this like weird song, like very Eastern song playing, and it just cuts to his face, and it's just I want to believe it's because it's like, well, how do you animate what face should you have while you're hulking through the desert? But he's just like just vibing, just no thoughts, head empty, just leaping through the desert, and it seems so peaceful. I want to do it so bad.
My biggest complaint with this film, and also the Mark Ruffalo version, I get it, he's radiated and radiation is green for sure, but teeth can just be white in my opinion.
Are his teeth not white in this one?
There's a little hint of green.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Because like everything about him
right.
head to toe is a little green. Like same thing with like I think even the whites of his eyes are like a little green.
Gotcha.
And it's just one of those things where it's like those parts can still be white. I don't know why, but like that just makes me I don't know, weirds me out.
Yeah,
it's a little weird.
it's a little
weird.
silly. Yeah, you're right. I don't like. This is akin to seeing Superman blow on shit for me.
Yeah.
I don't like when people make him angry and like parts of his skin start turning green.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I want the whole thing to start happening. I don't want just like his skin to change
Don't
color.
blue
a little
ball
bit.
me.
Exactly. Anyway,
continue.
the
Synopsis.
Military shows up. They fight a bit. He
Yeah.
kicks Tank's ass. He throws some helicopters around.
Oh yeah, fucks up San Francisco.
Just like a real motherfucker. And then he stops being the Hulk when he sees Betty. And then they take him to a new place. I really like the shot of when they bring Nick Nolte in. And they go, here, you can go talk to your son. And there's just like, he's sitting on the thing, and there's the two spotlights coming down on both of them, and he's all white for some reason. And they just start yelling at each other, and it turns out Nick Nolte's plan is to get the, what is it called? The nanomeds.
You had to look at your notes for that.
Yeah, because I wrote it down when you said it.
You're like, yeah, don't want to forget that.
Don't want to forget that the whole point of the nanomeds in the gamosphere is to make healing super fast, so we don't need the army anymore.
Or the army can be better.
He was going on and on about how bad the military was and what they've done to us and
Right,
everybody.
Right.
So if this happens,
Glenn is trying to make the military better. Nick Nolte is like, those bastards out there and what they've done to me, what they've done to you.
yeah, and so his plan.
In my
is,
opinion, hamming it up for sure, but a clinic. I was locked in when Nick Nolte was going off.
When Nick Nolte's on screen, I'm watching.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I guess his plan is just if everyone's immortal, then war really has no point anymore. Which I guess, yeah, sure. And they just yell at each other for a while.
Yeah.
And
I love the part where Bruce is hunched down looking at each other and goes, "Go!" He just yells, "Go!"
They're yelling. Why doesn't he turn to the Hulk? Anyway,
he's really, really trying to hold it in, because if he does, then his dad can touch him and he gets what he wants.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So they're yelling at each other, and then they're like, all right, zap him. And so they just start zapping him.
No, not zap him. He goes he says something like, he's like, oh, all right, you want me to turn it on? I'll turn it on. And then he bites the protective layering off of the wires and then bites into the layers. And then they're like, give him the whole deal. And they're like, we're out of power. He sucked it all up.
I must have not have been paying enough attention because I thought they were just like, zap him.
Pull it
They
up.
just started zapping him.
Or I can pull it up on the TV. But either way, yes, watch that. Because then he bites the thing and turns into the 10,000 volt ghost. It's fucking crazy. This film is insane. Did you rent it?
No.
What did you do? You found it for free?
Yeah.
Where? Just like freemovies.com or something?
Just Google movie full online.
Yeah.
After any movie. Yeah. Sorry.
I paid $4.
I paid $4 for They Live because I respect John Carpenter.
There you go. I just love the way this film is described on Wikipedia, though. Like a second ago, like when I read that sentence, real quick, Betty asks Ross to help Bruce, who doubts he can be, but is persuaded to try until Talbot seizes control of the operation. Sentence almost makes no sense. Hard to follow. You'd have to see it in writing to slowly break that down. I also like this one. After being denied by Bruce, David absorbs the energy from a high-voltage cable and mutates into a powerful electrical entity. Are you watching it?
I'll go. You just watch me go. Hit it.
Of course, a counter electromagnetic field.
I just love that. Such an old man thing to say. Bruce Banner goes, go. And then David says, I'll go. You just watch me go. You know, like this is just like I feel like oh you just watch me is like so.
I love it.
It's good.
Oh man,
Great.
I should watch this movie sometime. This great.
Is that part of what you watched at work?
Yeah. Wow. And then they fight like this for a while.
Yeah. Bruce fights him as an electricity monster. Then they go out to the rocks, and he fights him as a giant rock monster. And then he throws his dad into the water, and he fights his dad as a giant water monster.
And then he gets frozen in ice, it seems.
Do you know how he defeats his dad?
He can go sicko mode more than his dad can. Is that what he does?
No.
He's you want it, take it, and then that kills him?
Yes, but what is he taking?
The gamma? Or
I think
the
it's
trauma.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It's a sadness. He's like,
Gotcha.
yeah, he has more sadness than his dad can handle. And Nick Nolte says, like, I don't want it.
Don't we all think that, though?
I guess so. Yeah, I was definitely thinking, like, while that was happening, I was like, I don't buy it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not the saddest man I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've seen the Elephant Man before. In terms of suffering, he was a pretty happy guy, or whatever. But like, that's someone who like probably has a bit more baggage. Maybe a black trans person has a bit more baggage, or like a starving kid in Gaza right now. But Eric Bana, I mean, until recently, his parents were dead, which is it's not sad, but it's just like. Otherwise, he's had a kick-ass life of being a scientist and hanging out with Betty Ross. He's not that tragic of a character yet. Like, if he were like, this was a Hulk we had met where, like, everything he touches is destroyed and he's all alone and blah, 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 and, like, his life is just in shambles and, like, the highlight of his day is a hamburger, then I could understand that line. But I'm saying this incarnation of Hulk is not the, like, most sad, like, trauma-laden guy.
All the sadness and trauma that he has is the death of his mother and his crazy father and being experimented on and stuff like that, which
David knows. This is not news to David.
Which 25 hours ago, he was like, I could not care less about any of that stuff.
Correct, yeah.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
And everybody else in this movie goes, you need to know about this. And he goes, I just want to do science, man. All right? And
So, slightly odd.
Yes.
But you got in a movie somehow, I guess. So, you can see why, in my opinion, the film about the Hulk beating his dad through the power of his trauma being more unbearable than his dad can. I guess his dad acknowledging his trauma in a sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an odd film. It's a crazy odd film.
But I mean, I guess that's how you end. That's how you end a Hulk. Not how you end a Hulk movie, but I think that is the point of a Hulk movie. The magic pie in the sky Hulk movie I have in my mind is like, that's what the movie is about. I think. It it does suck that he has the Hulk inside of him.
Yeah.
I think Bruce Banner also has to have, independent of that, a lot of anger and rage at the world. Just like he's got some shit he needs to deal with, obviously.
Yeah.
Along with also having the Hulk, and so like exactly like we're saying, this man is very milquetoast, and I don't believe that he's got that in him.
Yeah.
I don't believe he's got that dog in him.
Yeah.
And anyway. Then they're like, hey, he has to be dead, but in case he calls you, let me know, okay, kiddo? And she's like, sure thing, military dad. And then we cut to him in the rainforest somewhere.
Yeah, he's at the Rainforest Cafe, and he's a sort of a jungle doctor.
Mm-hmm. And he winks at us, and his eye turns green.
Yeah.
I don't know if he winks.
Right, because, like, some pretty bad dudes show up, and they want all the medicine that he's administering to the village
and
for
then,
themselves.
The movie is over.
Correct.
Now, here's something that I always thought, that I still believe, no matter what anyone tells me or what anybody says, the one with Edward Norton is a sequel to this movie.
Yeah.
Because it starts with him just in another, I don't know if it's named or not, but he's just in another country being a doctor to people. Mm-hmm. That's where that movie starts, and especially in 2008,
correct,
you don't make a movie where you don't show him becoming the Hulk.
Right.
We were already getting around to making a new Spider-Man origin movie. There's no way they wouldn't have been like, hey, let's just start it over again.
Yeah.
I would like to, in my heart of hearts, I like to believe that this is the first MCU movie. Even though they'll never mention it again, I'm going to say that this
Do they consider the Edward Norton one to be part of the MSU proper?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, Iron Man shows up at the end, I think, or the post-credits or whatever.
Okay. So Mark Ruffalo is supposed to be the same character?
Yes.
as Ed Norton. Crazy.
Who I believe is the same character as Eric Bana.
Wow. Wow. Well, what would you give this film?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm gonna say D plus.
D plus.
No disrespect, but it's again, I don't dislike it. It's just it's a mixed bag for sure.
I'm gonna give it a B minus.
Okay.
It's the
No
best
respect.
Hulk movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask. I don't know. Like, I'm not plugged into the discourse. But I'm curious. Other than, I'm not asking about like Marvel, MCU current stuff. I'm talking like pre any Avengers depiction, like standalone TV show or film. Like, I wonder what the Hulk fandom proper considers like the best portrayal of.
Yeah, like definitive Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm curious.
That's a good question.
But yeah, like I said, I do like things about this film. I want to like the film. I'm charmed by the film. I like them leaning into sort of some of the tragic, more like Frankenstein-ish elements of the character. But again, I think yeah, it's an odd one.
Yeah, I think
It's an odd one.
I'm also just being swayed, I think, a lot by thinking about
But it's not bad. It's messy. But
what if tomorrow a new Hulk movie came out,
yeah.
like Marvel made a new Hulk movie with Mark Ruffalo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that movie would suck. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
It's compared to this, I think.
Yeah.
This tries stuff, I guess,
Yeah,
and I
for
was
sure.
just thinking about how boring an Incredible Hulk movie in 2025 would be.
Yeah, for sure. You're right.
That being said, watching this movie, and even
Yeah.
though a lot of boring shit happens, and he kind of just fights a couple dogs in a tank, I still enjoy.
Yeah.
I
hear you.
I enjoyed watching this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I like it. I would agree with you. I just, yeah, I would agree with you. I don't know if we'll ever get this point forward a definitive Hulk.
Yeah,
and this is probably the closest that the big screen will see.
Yes, I believe.
I would be interested in going back and seeing, if not the show, at least like some of the standalone films that Lou Ferrigno did with like the 70s Hulk thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
but I believe the thing is, Universal still owns the rights to make solo Hulk movies.
Yeah.
So the Hulk can just show up in other people's movies if Marvel wants to do it. So I
Yeah.
don't think we'll ever get one, which I think is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's one of those things where, like, here's an example of something that, again, I get that, like, I can hear now in my head someone being like, yeah, well, that's a dumb idea. But, like, for example, when they couldn't contain the Hulk, I was like, oh, perfect opportunity to, like, just have Captain America show up and be like, that's the stop that America pulls out to try to stop this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, like, that's the only thing missing from a lot of these early Marvel films is, like, they still treat him as if they're, like, Hulk's the only guy. And that, to me, is a lot less interesting when it comes to the superhero thing. Like, I like them existing in, like, their own pantheon and having, interpersonal relationships with other superheroes and, like, threats of varying levels, and everybody's kind of dealing with their own stuff and stuff. So, that's like sort of the magic that's missing, in my opinion, from some of the early MCU stuff, is that not every movie has to be a team up. And I honestly haven't paid attention to a lot of the MCU stuff, but my thing, if, like, I'm not saying I'm anywhere near positioned for this, but, like, again, if I was in, like, a Kevin Feige position or, like, a James Gunn thing, like, having a 45-second scene with Captain America or a 5-minute scene with Captain America is enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a big team-up movie, but like that would be something that would elevate this film a couple of times. Because, like, the reason why I say this is because I feel like these films, like when I was reading about David Banner, first of all, well, let's just say this. He's like a mishmash of other comic characters that have existed.
Mm-hmm.
And, or just don't do that. And I get that it's like a rights thing probably, and just put a character that exists in the comics in there. Like, it's like that's one of the problems with, like, like, it's like, the same thing with, like, the Incredible Hulk. Like, perhaps it's based on, like, a guy or something, but, like, Does he eventually become Abomination, Mr. Reservoir Dogs and Incredible Hulk?
Yeah.
He should be an Abomination way earlier.
Yes.
There's a long time where I'm just like, why is he fighting Mr. Pink or whatever? I don't remember what color he was. Mr. Orange maybe, but anyways, all I'm trying to say is that like, I feel like it's just you're put in a position where when you're making the standalone movie that's supposed to appeal to a wide audience, my assumption is at the time they were like, oh, well, they're not going to know who the Element Man is or whatever. Like, so you don't do the Element Man. You just you're like, how about what if it's like his colleague at work and he basically gets the powers of the Element Man, but we're not going to call him that. He can just be, his buddy Rick, and now his buddy Rick is like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Again, maybe I'm 2003. Maybe would have been just like pandering to the nerds, but again, just. I want to see Captain America try to stop the Hulk, perhaps. Yeah,
I agree with you thinking about it. Every movie has to be a team up now.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to describe it as a buddy cop movie with these two superheroes. It's like, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. But I think it works much better, and it's a very comic booky thing to do. Is I'm always saying, my favorite Doctor Strange is when Doctor Strange shows up in a Spider-Man comic for 2 pages to tell him some magic shit and then leave.
Good example is Dark Knight, Frank Miller's book.
Yeah.
Green Arrow's in that.
Yeah, for a minute.
For a second. With one arm because he's older now or whatever.
Yeah. But it would be perfect in this movie when they're fighting him out in the desert for them to be like, let's get Captain America out here. Yeah. Captain America comes, fights him for a bit, gets his ass handed to him, and then him and the audience go, this is very serious.
But that's not the only movie we watched this week.
Speaking of two people fighting,
we also watched
They Live.
They Live.
From 1988? Is that when this movie came out?
Something like that.
Ooh, nailed it. 1988, directed and written by John Carpenter.
This is your first watch.
It's the first time I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Ooh, budget of $3 million, box office of
36 million?
13.
Oof.
But had you seen this before?
I had, yeah.
Okay.
Is this your first watch?
Yes.
I had seen it before. It's a film that my grandfather likes.
That's fun.
Yeah. It's one of his favorites. Just a confusing thing, slightly, just because...
Yeah.
Old folks will love a movie like this, but then also vote for Trump, and it's just like, what happened, brother?
He's in the room at the end. Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
That's what got me the most about this movie is I knew what it was, I knew what it was about, I knew what they're saying, but the whole movie, I'm like, God, this is so fucking woke, man. I love it.
And it's so weird too, because it's also just like there's times they're just like saying shit where it's like, I know you could say this about so many different things, but there's so many times where I was like, you could literally just make this movie word for word, don't have to change a thing in 2025, and it still works literally perfectly, even down to cops busting up homeless encampments, So, anyways, first time watch for you. How'd you feel, brother?
I was very, very bored by this movie until he puts the sunglasses on. Like, I was real nervous. I was like, oh, God. I'm like, is this going to be the first John Carpenter movie I'm not really fucking with?
Yeah.
Because it's just him wandering around because he's a vagrant, I guess.
He's kind of on Bruce Banner mode.
He's kind of on Bruce Banner mode.
Yeah.
And
the score is not that good necessarily.
Yeah.
It's kind of giving me, and Zeta mentioned this, but the score plus just kind of the imagery, slight nothing's happening in Twin Peaks vibes.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great way to put it. Like, like just the song that's always playing, the bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
Like, drove me crazy until they're walking to and then into that hotel room very slowly because they just beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
I thought it worked really well there, but at the beginning I was just like, this movie's putting me to sleep. And it wasn't until like the end where those John Carpenter synths come in where I was like, oh, this is what I've been missing the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Trying to see if I have any notes real quick, but continue.
But yeah, just him wandering around, and then when he sees that guy go into the church and is like grilling him on it, and then decides to go in later. All I could think was I didn't even care about what was happening in the church.
Yeah.
I was like, Roddy Piper, who the fuck are you? Why do you give a shit? Leave these people alone. And then, like I said, when he puts the sunglasses on, from then on, this movie just is at 100% for me, and I really enjoyed it. I really did. Also, love Keith David. Can't get enough of Keith David.
Yeah, so basically he shows up, and early on, there's that preacher warning, giving like a street little session about how they have, to read verbatim off the Wikipedia, have recruited the rich and powerful to control humanity. That's just a little kind of throwaway, little like foreshadowing thing, but it's one of the preachers, the blind one that hangs out at the church. He goes to the construction site and gets a job with Mr. Keith David. Keith David, of The Thing fame, and also Late Stage Community.
Yes, that's right. I always forget that, yeah.
Frank invites him to live in the homeless shanty town that he also lives in, near the church. Mr. Keith David has a family back home in Detroit. So that exists. They are watching TV in the shanty town when there's like a hacker that keeps like hacking into the Max Headroom style, like hacking the broadcasts and trying to spread the same message of how they have taken over and blah, 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 blah. And all this stuff, Roddy keeps clocking a little bit and just being like, well, that's weird, One day he sees them like moving boxes out of like the church, and he's like, what the fuck is going on over there?
Yeah, pretty late for choir practice, huh?
Yeah. So he sneaks on in there, and he notices that all the singing they hear is just like a tape on loop or whatever. There's all these boxes with the sunglasses in there. Then the shantytown gets fucking destroyed by a police raid. And the hacker and the preacher are quote-unquote brutalized by law enforcement officers. As happens every day in America. So
cops love beating up hackers.
They just love beating up anybody they can get their hands on. So anyways, Nada retrieves one of the boxes from the church, takes a pair of sunglasses from it, and then he goes and hides his other sunglasses, the box, in a trash can.
Yeah,
which is, I'm going to say it, retarded.
It's dumb. It's the only part of the movie that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's because he has no reason to believe right now that these sunglasses are
mean
important.
Anything.
They mean anything. He's like, I have to stash these away. Yeah. It's like, to bro, they're just sunglasses, right?
Yeah,
I think maybe he was like, I'm gonna sell these later.
Yeah, there could have been something there. Yeah, I mean, he's homeless. Maybe he was like, oh, these got to be like worth something, whatever. But yeah, I would have liked perhaps like a scene there where like someone says something or something implies that they mean something more than just like being like counterfeit sunglasses or something.
The only reason I'm thinking about it now, so the only reason he has to do that is so that he can leave them at her house, at the newswoman's house, so that she can show up at the meeting later and we have a believable reason for her to be there.
Yeah.
So that she can then double cross him.
Yeah.
That's very funny to me. Anyway.
Well, so he does end up putting a pair on. He looks around. He sees some people who look real fucking ugly, as he says. Some people who look normal. He also looks at advertisements and see things like Obey and Procreate and stuff like that. Looks through magazines and just page after page of being like, say your prayers, take your vitamins, listen to your parents. Goes into that like florist grocery store at one point, and like I said a second ago, there's the whole thing where he's like, you're okay, but this one, real fucking ugly.
Yeah.
Very funny.
It's like putting perfume on a pig.
Yeah.
And I love that he just won't keep his mouth shut, and I do love the old lady eventually going, I have one that can see. And I was like, oh, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, they would probably be up in arms about that.
Yeah.
And then I like if he goes outside and just has not learned his lesson. The next one he sees, he goes, God, you're ugly.
Yeah. He gets attacked by 2 police officers, and he kills both of them, steals their guns. And then this is the oddest scene, in my opinion, mainly in the era of mass shootings and stuff. He is armed to the frickin' nines and steps into a public place. And he does say a badass line, where he says he's come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and he's a lot of bubblegum. But then he ends up just doing a mass shooting. To be fair, they are aliens, but also to be fairer, sounds pretty deranged for him to be like, only I can tell the difference between good folks and bad folks and who've been replaced by the reptilian, weird, bug-eyed people, and I'm going to kill them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But we move on from that really quick, thankfully. And the rest of the movie isn't just him doing mass shootings.
It's real strange.
Yeah.
I think he walks into a bank.
Yeah.
During that scene, I think that's the best building you can have him walk into fully gunned up, because it's like, oh, thank God, he's gonna rob a place.
Yeah.
But I don't know how true it is, but I just read it real quick on IMDb. The Kick-Ass and Chew Bubblegum, Rodney Piper wrote that himself.
Nice.
He had a notebook.
The Maniac.
With him.
The Maniac loves you, boy.
He had a notebook apparently with him with a bunch of like sayings like that written down that he had written for wrestling to like just say at cool moments. Yeah. And John Carpenter saw it and was like, we should put that one in.
That's good. That's really good. He ends up taking that woman Holly hostage after he does like a whole thing of like sneaking out, you know, the back and into the frickin' parking garage, and then like at gunpoint telling her like, drive out of here. And they go to her house, and it turns out she works at the TV station. There are times like that where it involves the TV station and like that character of Holly, where like it almost reminds me a bit of Videodrome. But
I like when he's driving with Holly, and he goes, "Are you married?" She goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Are you lying to me?" And she goes, "Yes." And he goes, "Do you live alone?" She goes, "Where are we going?" And he goes, "To your place." And I like that she goes, "I'd rather not do that."
Yeah.
But also, I like this actress. I think she's a great fit for this character very specifically because of her face. Yeah. She's a very striking-looking woman.
Sure. And
you see her and you go, there's a spooky alien under that skin, I can tell. But there's not. It turns out not to be.
Yeah, a couple of things. One that I want to say is that this is still at a time when like being in a movie is not really something that wrestlers are supposed to do. So Rowdy Piper did get fired for this.
On WWE?
For a short period, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Number two is that, do you know how he got this job?
I do not.
Obviously. And you could pick a fucking 4-year-old off the street, and they would know this. John Carpenter wanted to cast Kurt Russell.
Okay.
That's his guy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But basically, he was busy with something else. Point Break or something. That's a different year, but you know what I'm saying. And apparently he met Roddy Pipe. Why are you smiling?
Is Kurt Russell in Point Break?
Who am I thinking of?
Is that Patrick Swayze?
I'm thinking of Patrick Swayze. Gotcha. Yeah, Kurt Russell, whatever. But he apparently met Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 3. John Carpenter.
That's awesome that John Carpenter was at WrestleMania.
Yes, exactly. But anyways, the thing I love about Roddy Piper, and the thing that John Carpenter himself has said, and so many people who talk about this movie have said, is that the fact that he's a wrestler, had a bit of a rough life, I think John Carpenter said something like, like you can look at him and it does the story telling for you. Like you get the character just by looking at Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So he doesn't even have a name in this movie.
I didn't even put that together.
They never once refer to him by name.
I love that.
Yeah. In the short story that this film is based on, his name is Nada, as in like nothing. But they never call him that in the movie. They never say anything. So anyways, but afterwards, this Holly woman like throws him out the window. Mm-hmm. He like rolls down a hill, blah, 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 blah,
she
blah.
really gets his ass, yeah.
The most famous, or second most famous besides that line that Rowdy wrote, scene happens shortly after where Keith David and Roddy Piper fist fight in the alley.
They beat the shit out of each other.
For a long time. It borders on insane, becomes very goofy, and then I think rolls back around to being like, okay, yeah.
This is going to sound like an insult to John Carpenter, but I mean it as a big compliment.
Yeah.
This scene feels to me like they wrote this movie and went, this is 65 minutes long. And then John Carpenter was like, what if they fight for 15?
Yeah.
And then they fight for 15 minutes in this movie, and because John Carpenter's so good at his job, it kicks ass, and I love it. It's so good.
My thing is, I think, the way I read it, and I'm reading too much into it also, is I don't know that it's the perfect amount of time, but I feel like John Carpenter made the call that felt like the appropriate amount of time. Like, I'm concerned if it ran too short, it wouldn't have been convincing. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like the turnaround to the key. So it could have probably been shorter, but I'm sure that's probably where John Carpenter was like, okay, that feels satisfying. That like once we get there, it's like, okay, Keith David is so worn out that yeah, put the fucking glasses on, dude. But it does go on for a ridiculous amount of time. But at the same time, I think I'd rather that than it be like a super short, quick ass kicking. Here's the glasses. Plus, and again, this is people reading too much into it, and myself reading too much into it. But a lot of people talk about how you can read the metaphor into it, that while they are in control, us, as the lower class, are too busy fighting each other to...
Oh, yeah. I like that quite a bit.
We just waste all this fucking time fighting each other when we should be,
eating the rich.
Yeah.
A nice little touch I like, though, about the fight. Like Keith David, the back of his head's all scraped up. I thought that was a nice little touch.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big bald man who just got thrown on the ground. I like that a lot.
I remember clocking that when they're fighting against the car and being like, what's on the back of his head? Scratch. Well, let's see. There was also that thing where like he went to go get glasses and like he was in the back of a trash compactor and then he knocked all the trash out. Because remember, we talked about how dumb it was that he put the sunglasses into a trash can, but then he actually goes back to get them at one point and they're in the back of the men's trash truck. That happened. But anyways, let's see. Frank, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, he shows up initially to get his paycheck.
Yes.
And Frank's just like, get the fuck out of here, dude. What else? The two run into Gilbert, who introduces them to the human resistance, and they're given contact lenses to replace the sunglasses.
And I was going to say, much like the thing I just went on about the him hiding the glasses in the trash, only being so she can double cross them. I like that the people at this hideout go, hey, we put them in the contacts that you can wear now because the rest of this movie happens at night, so you can't be wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, that's good. I also like this. I didn't clock this. I must not have been paying attention, but they learn that the aliens are using global warming to make the Earth's atmosphere similar to their homeland.
Yeah.
While depleting the resources for their own gain. They learn that aliens have been bribing human collaborators in exchange for wealth. Holly joins the meeting, bringing information about where the signals can be coming from. Soon after, the meeting is raided by the police, and the majority of those present are killed.
I love this part of the movie where they're like running down the alleyways just shooting at the cops.
Yeah.
Because it happens once in every John Carpenter movie where I'm watching it. I'm like, God damn, can John Carpenter just make a movie? Oh my God, this looks so good.
Yeah. Tasteful. Eventually they end up at that like big banquet hall of like the aliens and they're like the human that they're paying off, like just lavishing in their wealth and decadence, right? And I get it, but I don't think that their low-level construction boss would be one of the...
Is that who that guy is?
Yeah,
okay,
I'm pretty sure.
That's what I assumed, but I was like, who is this fucking guy?
He wouldn't be tied into the intergalactic reptilian Illuminati cult, in my opinion. But, again...
Whoa. Oh, according to Wikipedia... Coming across a meeting of aliens and collaborators celebrating the defeat of the human resistance, they are approached by a drifter from the shantytown.
No, a collaborator. Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at their boss right now. It's not him.
Well, that's even weirder. Why would they pay off just some bum?
Some fucking guy. Yeah, I guess.
Some guy. Mistaking them for new recruits, he gives them a tour. I like this part. That's good. Where the aliens broadcast a signal that prevents humans from identifying them and their hidden message. Frank and Roddy Piper locate Holly and fight their way to the transmitter on the roof. But Holly herself, a collaborator responsible for the raid, murders Frank. And then Roddy Piper kills Holly and destroys the transmitter, but is mortally wounded by a police helicopter. With the signal shut down, he gives them the middle finger as he dies.
Love that.
Meanwhile, humans all over the world discover the aliens hiding among them. Wow, what a fucking ending.
Okay, he's the guy watching TV at the beginning going, my head hurts every time the thing happens. But yes, what an ending. I was real bummed that Keith David died, but then the movie ends 6 minutes later, so I didn't have time to be that upset about it.
This is John Carpenter's, I don't know how you want to phrase it, but he's already made out of a genuine frustration.
Yeah.
Of just the 80s and the Ronald Reagan economics bullshit, trickle-down dumb shit, and... And in that regard, in terms of the themes he was trying to get at and the fact that it's just a fun romp with over-the-top 50s B, alien takeover, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Keith David, I feel like I got to give it like a solid A. I'm a fan of They Live. I like They Live. Yeah. I feel like a lot of John Carpenter's movies and some of the best movies ever made are just, a fun hodgepodge of, the director's either A, like, passionate statement thing, but also, like, just passionate special interest. And this one is, like I said, like a class struggle frustration story mixed with just some rough and tumble action, Roddy Piper, Keith David stuff, and also 50s B movie where the spaceships are literally just fucking sauce dishes floating in the sky. So it's fun, it's silly, it's serious, but not too serious,
Yes, I love you putting that out about the old-time alien stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever he looks through the sunglasses, it has to be in black and white, and it definitely has that 1950s body.
It seems like like Twilight Zone or like The Thing from Another Planet or
I would probably give this an A-. I really enjoyed it. Again, like I said, can't knock a Carpenter movie so far. Also, I just love it's the most iconic part of this movie. It's like, I'd say next to Michael Myers, the most iconic thing of his career is just the look of these aliens. Yeah, they look just so good, though.
Yeah, they do.
Like I don't know who came up with them. I can't seem to find anything, but it's the decision to make, because they're skulls, but to make the skin blue and red is very good, but also to have the eyes still in the sockets, but they're like, they glow kind of, but you can't really get an idea from like where or how or like what they're
It looks
supposed
very
to.
1950s.
It's so good. And it's just so genuinely
very simple,
upsetting to
not
see.
real. Uncanny more than anything.
Yeah. Love it. Just
good.
Love it.
Yeah. It's one of the things that I liked about just the other night, Zeta and I were watching The House on Haunted Hill. And there's this one woman, let me pull this up really quick, I'm going to show you, who is mistaken, I believe, for being a ghost, but is a blind housekeeper or something.
Okay.
This is a Vincent Price William Castle from 1959, so black and white. And she just has like a timeless, spooky ass look to her. Like when Zeta saw it, she was like, ugh. And I was like, yeah, dude, like that is fucking like straight up, that's just scary. I'll show you real quick. A scene from House on Haunted Hill. Fuck. Cell phones suck. Composition is great. Also, it looks great.
Oh yeah.
And just the way she is about to float by. That's great.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That's what the aliens look like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's just like the right 50s tasteful, like scary, but not by trying to be scary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that Zeta and I have been talking a lot about as we're watching horror films. Because we watched It Chapter 1. And that's what, in my opinion, separates, like, scary Tim Curry Pennywise versus not scary Skarsgård one. Is that the Tim Curry one, it's something's wrong, but at visual first glance, he passes the ocular pat down.
Yeah.
So a kid would talk to him. You get it. And then that's where the creepy comes from, is like you should be able to trust him, but you can tell something's wrong. Whereas the one in the remake already looks like a haunted Victorian doll and is talking to him like, Billy, come here, Billy. You know what I mean? Like the radars, alarm bells going off, not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So like, it just wasn't scary because I was like, you Spirit Halloweened it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell already that we're doing the spooky thing. Same thing with like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake from 2003. I don't know if you've ever seen what the house looks like in that film.
Yeah, I vaguely remember.
Just Google real quick, Texas Chainsaw Massacre like 2003 remake house. And that compared to the original house, which is just like a white, inviting house that might as well be on this street, right? That I live on. That's the whole thing about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the first one, is it looks like a house you'd walk into. You would have no reason to think that it's full of bones and a man wearing someone else's face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you look up the house? You gotta write down the damn bump I did.
Yeah, sorry.
But anyways, did you look at the house?
I'm looking.
Look at the fucking house.
I'm trying to look for the house.
But the thing about the house is it's like this old, like, decrepit,
it
spooky
sucks.
Spirit Halloween, like, plantation home that just looks scary. Like, nobody would go in there asking for help.
Yeah, that sucks ass.
You know? Like, that's the thing with the TCM, the original TCM, OG TCM, is like, that's the White House from the first one, if you want to look that up also for a refresher. It looks like a house you might knock on and be like, hey, we need help.
Yeah.
Whereas that one does not. And, in my opinion, that's another thing, like, you know, we watched all the Nightmare on Elm Streets for the podcast, and I think we were both kind of in agreement that the third one, the Dream Warriors, which is the one that most people consider to be better than the original, was okay. Not necessarily a favorite. But one of the things, we just recently also watched that I was clocking as being like one of the reasons why I don't necessarily like it is a lot of the dreams in that one happen in a nightmare version, like a decrepit nightmare version of the Elm Street house from the first one.
Yeah.
And again, same thing. It just like looks like tacky, broke down, moldy, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just like, this isn't spooky anymore. Like, you know, in the first two, especially the first one of the dreams that scares the shit out of me still, especially if I was like watching it alone at night, is the one where she falls asleep in class and the guy who's reading at the front of the just starts whispering instead of reading normally, and then she looks out in the hall and her friend's going like, Nancy, and it's Tina in the body bag, and then she gets dragged off, but nothing else is different. She's just in school.
Yeah,
It's tasteful.
Yeah, it gets less scary when, yeah, you're right. You transport to the creepy place in the movie. The movie goes, hey, get ready.
Yeah,
we're gonna scare you in a second, okay?
So very long-winded way of saying that, like, yeah, that's something I respect about the John Carpenter stuff, and even like, you know, Twilight Zone, or even one of the reasons why I prefer older horror films is because they seem to be tapped into that like uncanny valley area of like where scary comes from. Like, you know, this is a place where you should feel comfortable, but you can tell something's wrong. Is way scarier to me than like you're in a spooky house. You know, like, you know. So,
yes.
Anyways. Rant over. Movie's over. What are we watching next week, man? Are we doing The Last Saw and a James Bond, or are we doing another thing? You said you had some ideas.
In the Hulk movie, Sam Elliott calls the president and says, we have a situation with Angry Man, and the what they're calling the Hulk situation is Angry Man, which made me think, I'd like to watch 12 Angry Men.
Okay.
Or we could do a Bond and a Saw.
We can watch 12 Angry Men.
Did we do Saw last year for Halloween, or did we just... No,
we just started doing it in the spring.
Okay.
We just started doing it.
Because I was going to say, that'd be really funny if it took us a full calendar year to do all the Saws.
Give me 1 second here to cut out some dead air. I'm in a real spooky mood.
Ooh.
So I would like to pick... You know what? I'm going to see it in the theater tomorrow. Why don't I just pick The Hills Have Eyes? Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes.
Perfect.
You know? 12 Angry Men and The Hills Have Eyes.
Sounds good. Have you seen Weapons yet?
No.
You should see Weapons.
You saw it?
I saw it the other day, yeah.
You liked it?
I really enjoyed it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Well,
Which is the
it's
most
done by
surprising part. Yeah.
Whitest Kids You Know. So, about how many hot dogs? Hey.
There's a scene in Weapons, spoilers, where two people are eating lunch, And like it shows like it's a nice artistic shot of like a tray full of food, and it has like 15 hot dogs on it.
Nice.
I think it's really good.
He must be the hot dog guy
He might be
from the writer room that came up with the hot dog skit.
It could, or it could just be a nice
Hey,
nod to his friends.
that's the Hat Mattress Man.
If you need more soup, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, or go to our website, eatingsoupalone.com. And until next time,